as I wander around underground next to lava.
Searching for materials to build the Fortress of Dreams.
Something like that. Actually, searching for materials to sustain the road that I'm building, so I can find more holes in the ground to dig out additional materials for the road I'm building.
To build even more roads.
Yep, it's a never ending cycle.
So that's a lot of damage.
Actually, it's also because, like, my home base, the uh, whatever cave, my network wasn't large enough. Despite it having an abandoned mine. But hey, you'll be proud of me. At least there's something on my Minecraft to mod it.
What'd you do?
Through coordinates and in-game time.
Hmm. No Optifine?
What's that?
Optifine?
No. I mean it.
Oh, come on. Not even Optifine? What are you? Sacrilege.
I mean, I'm just playing like vanilla.
Well, that's boring. That's like asking me to play normal Skyrim.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like never gonna happen. It's like why would I do that when I have something like as much as you may not want to believe it, my Skyrim is fairly vanilla. Like there's nothing I don't have any crazy shit in there. It's basically I've turned my Skyrim into what I feel Skyrim should have been from the start. Fixing issues, like basically fixing the level up system, fixing how skill points work, fixing like the trees, make them more interesting, fixing the game to make it more of an RPG. I mean, it's still fairly, it's probably now on par with Oblivion, which is still pretty far from Morrowind, but I'd probably argue Oblivion had the best like skill system with attributes and everything. It allowed you to be, you know, it's trimmed down on the all the fucking skills of Morrowind. Made it a little bit more compact, but it still gave you room to specifically build into like a certain character. So you couldn't just be like, oh, I'm gonna play like a one-handed knight the entire game, and then all of a sudden switch to two-handed. That's not gonna work.
I don't know. I thought they didn't change much for Oblivion.
More like here, what I remember from Morrowind for like the couple like hours I played it. Um, like with Morrowind, for an example. I mean, you probably know this. I shouldn't have to say it, but um, like for example, the weapon trees, you have like what your blunt, your short sword, long sword, and that kind of thing. So it's not like just one-handed for everything, kind of like what was Skyrim. If you're good with one-handed weapons, you're good with all of them. Instead of being like, oh, well, you're only good with short swords. It doesn't mean you're good with long swords too. That
Okay.
kind of. So Oblivion trimmed it down like that and made it so like, as long as you are good with one-handed weapons, from what I remember, you were pretty much not as to the degree of Skyrim's like, oh well, if you're good at one-handed, then you're good at like basically everything that has to do with you.
Okay.
Oblivion was a little bit less so. I'm thinking about playing Oblivion here because it's one of those games that I feel like I need to just like go and install like a UI mod because UI in Oblivion fucking sucks. Skyrim's is, I mean, negligible. the default without Sky UI, but like Oblivion's, oh my. I mean, Morrowinds is probably my most favorite, honestly. How you can just move your windows around and resize them, but like the icons and how like some of them are almost always the same for different things. It's kind of not good.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of the things I love and hate about this UI. It's like, oh, I love how you move stuff around. You have a preview of your character in the screen. You drag stuff. It's all nice and neat. And you're like, oh wait. And you start getting a big inventory, and you're like, shit. It's like managing becomes so tough. I mean, I haven't played it a whole lot, but I mean, that's something I started to notice. Was like, hey, I want to use a specific potion. Oh, but wait, like 3 of them have the same icon.
Yeah, that would be yeah, one of my complaints about it actually.
Probably a mod out there to fix it. I modded Morrowind, like, I installed, like, one of these huge patcher overhaul things. They, like, overhauled the graphics and some bugs and everything, fix some bugs, whatnot. And it did it all for you. Like, you just run this executable and it patched you. Just had to sit there and, like, accompany it sometime. Just select different options. Played that for a little bit. So I probably, since I got space on my new hard drive, probably thinking about just going through and playing Oblivion just with like line and like the unofficial patches, fix everything before I even have a chance to stumble across it. What the fuck? This is broken. Beat that.
Well, I mean, as they say, it is a Bethesda game.
Yeah. Like even with them, even with all the patches and stuff, some it's not. How far are you more? Not like playthrough you started.
Oh, what level am I?
Still Scrub Lord. Just
I'm
got
like
off the boat. Still Scrub.
I'm like level 15 or some bullshit like that. I'm not actually sure what my next task I'm supposed to be doing.
What was I supposed to be doing again? Something about saving the world or something.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why heed Azuro's call when you can just go around and do interesting side quests and shit?
Well, I mean, in some regards, there's actually benefit to doing that.
Gets you leveled up a little bit so you don't go into the because can't you fight like Dagoth or like you can basically just start the main quest, go through it extremely quickly and
Oh yeah,
just get like absolutely fucked because you have no experience, no armor, nothing.
yeah. Yeah, if you did the main quest, it's just like, oh, why am I doing this? It's like funny enough that I don't know. I say bullshit, but it's like that even existed in Arena. It's like, yeah, you could go do the main quest,
What?
but it's also yeah, it's like you know, good
Isn't
luck.
that isn't that kind of always the case for Bethesda games? Fallout, Skyrim. It's always been like, sure, you could do the main quest, but you always get caught up in the side quests.
Oh well, I mean that's just because I like fucking around half the time.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like my thing in Arena. It's like, yeah, I could go do the main quest.
But gotta find all the interesting side quest stuff. fuck around.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So then by the time you're ready to do the main quest again, you're OP as hell.
Yep.
And then you feel like a true god.
I guess also in a way it's, I don't know. Like it's more interesting that way.
Because by going through the main quest, you're just skipping out on everything else, which is the side quests and all the side content's the overwhelming majority of the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, you kind of want to do the main quest just a little bit at a time, just so you don't wear yourself out too quickly. And or like what I'll generally do is I'll follow the main quest until I have to be sent to a location that's like halfway across the map, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll get to that later. And then I'll just like do stuff locally until something sends me over there, and then I'm like, okay, might as well. That's kind of what I do. Kind of like in the beginning of Skyrim, when you have to go up to High Rock. Or that's basically when I stopped doing the main quest, because you have to go all the way around to the other side of the mountain, and then climb it all the way to the top just to even get access to that location. Like, well, why would I do that when I got all this stuff around here to do?
So that's like what?
Greybeard's gonna wait.
So like basically like go find the monks or whatever.
Yeah, you haven't played Skyrim, have you?
I've played a little bit on Switch.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
kind of.
Skyrim's...
It's
Go ahead.
it's. I was just gonna say it's a very interesting game, but I also just I don't know. I started wandering and then like it's just because like I say well I'm just playing it on Switch, but like what the fuck was I doing? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This shit loops around. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Um, yeah, like in Skyrim, it's like, it's just kind of like, usually on my first playthrough through these games, it's just like, okay, just figure out what I'm supposed to be doing before I,
Start digging it.
yeah, or it's just like, where's my stopping point? Like, how far can I actually advance the main quest, you know, before I have to stop doing, like, whatever it is I'm doing. That sort of thing.
Skyrim's... It's a lot different from the other Elder Scrolls games. I played Oblivion for about 25 hours, and I've seen the endings and some of the content through all three games, just because I've looked it up on YouTube, watched stuff over time. But it's much more like an adventure game instead of an RPG. So you kind of have to like, before you start playing it, you have to like kind of explain to yourself like, hey, this isn't gonna be like a true RPG experience, like kind of like the last two games. So I feel that as soon as you get your expectations set for the game, it becomes like
I
with
don't.
the quests and stuff. Or maybe you're just not one of those people who care all that much. Just since you've played basically since the start, you'd probably be a little bit more attuned to like true RPG elements. At least I think that's what the synthesis is for like people who play more. Like that, there's a part of that fan base that just fucking gatekeeps more.
Well, that's not surprising.
Like for example, there's a couple mods on the Nexus Morrowind page that basically get rid of a lot of the tedious aspects of the game and make it a little bit more closer to a modern experience. And people have like in the comments of those mods, even though they're completely optional, you don't have to download them if you don't want them. Like go on tangents about how it's not like the true experience, and then you just suck it up or whatever. It's a gold mine of drama down. It's like you're on a Nexus mod page in the post section talking about your disdain people who choose to mod their game in a certain fuck. Isn't that the point of the Elder Scrolls? Is to at least to be able to kind of play however you want. Mods even expand that further. So it's like, why are you bitching about?
I don't know. Because people are fucking stupid and, you know, they need to feel superior about something. I don't know. Like, I don't like modding my game, and probably, like, the heaviest I've ever modded something was Fallout 3. And that's actually because I was playing a version that was on my brother's computer. So, like, he modded a bit, and, like, a lot of it was almost like quality of life changes.
See, that's where I feel everyone should at least mod Bethesda games to the point of, you know, like fixing bugs and installing official patches and whatnot. I just feel that's like, even if you consider that modding, it just basically fixes the normal game to what it should be, and then on top of that, crazy.
Um. Oh, wait a minute, I was going this way. Oh yeah, I wanted to build some torches. Um, I've also just like in the past also just like really fucked up with modding too. So sometimes I'm hesitant to deal with that shit these days. Wow, what a circle I made.
Made a circle. And that's true. I think. So, do you more of not mod because you just like the balance, or do you not mod just because of like how you can bring it, or like a
Um,
mixture of the two? Or
yeah, I mean, part of it's definitely like past failures.
are you just discouraged from doing?
Yeah, but I mean, like, again, you know, whatever, like, way back in the day, like, it was just, like, so much more difficult to actually do something like that.
Oh yeah, well nowadays you have mod managers that manage that help. Well, even then there's still a level of depth to it still. You know, some mods you have to understand like some mods interact with others. You know how to properly set up your game for the mods you're using, and that comes with I guess experience on it.
Yeah, I mean, like, even, like, Fallout 4 for, like, whatever it is, the community stuff that gets added as official content. You know, there's, like, you know, somewhat of an interface there and all that. So it's not.
Yeah, which helps with people who aren't maybe used to it. just
Yeah,
one-click goodness kind of mods, instead of, oh, well, this mod's got like a whole bunch of steps to go through to make it work kind of thing.
yeah, and I'd say like that's pretty good, and like yeah, that's actually probably where I've done the most unquote uh, modding in Fallout 4 is using whatever the hell that is. I don't even remember the name of it, but because it does add some interesting things to the game. And it's like really easy to like install, uninstall, and all that jazz.
And also, I feel that modding really isn't in a lot of people's minds first time they play their first Elder Scrolls game or ones after that. Uh, you know, I played Default Skyrim, completely vanilla, and I think I played it for a couple hundred hours on my first character. And looking back now, I was like so fascinated with the game, and it was my first Elder Scrolls, so I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of bias there. Sure, there is. Uh, but
Well,
there was
it's the argument I use for Final Fantasy VII.
your first experience with a game in a series is probably going to be,
Yeah,
if you do like it, it's probably going to become your favorite.
yeah,
That's what you base every other game off of.
yeah.
I think that's the way Elder Scrolls games work. Same kind of like, even though I can see the better aspects of like Live, I can't play them the same satisfaction with Skyrim. Like, no amount of mod or anything will fix that. Like, through all the Skyrims, even with 217 mods, all of its flaws, it's just something grown used to. But I've fixed a majority of the game. The only things that I really can't fix are stuff like how boring the quest system is. There, I guess if you don't, the Skyrim's kind of went away from more. I guess it'd be more MOBAs because Oblivion had quest markers, but you're pretty much like just directed everywhere to go do something. Not a whole lot of, um, I guess, interesting quests. Is kind of like basically just busy work all the time. It's super easy to
Oh,
be like the highest level in like a guild. It's You don't really earn anything, I guess is what I'm. It's everything's so easy. You feel like you're a god without. So, but I have mods that kind of fix that a little bit. It doesn't fix it completely, but it's definitely a lot better. Because like in Morrowind, in fact, you have to play for a pretty good while before you start getting to the point where you're basically the enemies are no game are no longer a threat to you, and there's like nothing. It's at the start. You're basically all you can kill is like some crabs. Your
maybe.
little knife, maybe that. Like everything else, like other people, like just villagers, are equally threatening. Then, like guards don't even think about it. Like, I know it's one of the first mistakes I made. I like snuck in someone's house and tried to kill them. It didn't work very well. I was surprised because they weren't even armed or anything. Or like if they did, they just had like a little dagger. I'm like, oh, I can take that. Nope. I got my ass kicked. It's like they could have snoozed for like 5 minutes while I'm sitting there trying to get a hit on. Just woke up and decided, okay, I'm gonna kill this guy now. That was my first like 10 minutes of Morrowind. It's like, I can get away with this, no problem. I'll steal this guy's shit, he won't even.
Yeah, I guess that's like interesting because like I don't know. My first inclination is not trying to be an asshole to everyone I meet. And I mean, like, sure, who doesn't like do something in
Fucking up
GTA?
someone's day. Yeah.
GTA, where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna like do the 5-star challenge now. And like that has merit. Man, this is not gonna end well for me. Why am I doing this?
Never should have come here. You think you could take me? Sorry, those are all AI quotes. It's going.
Yeah, at least I'm at the bottom, right?
Hey, well, you're at the bottom. You can't go. Right? Unless you break through the bottom.
No.
Water. Hold on.
Like, what are the chances this is next to lava? Oh, yeah, very good. Very good chance.
Okay.
Um, um, oh yeah. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I know exactly what I'm doing here. And that
You
is
and
trying not to fall in the lava. Ha! Ha! That's interesting.
Septems.
I broke into the section of the abandoned mine where,
Spiders.
well, not really, because, sorry, train of thought supporting, where it's like, you know, it's built out, it's got like, you know, the mine supports and everything, but it's a dead end, you know, like it's a tunnel that runs like east to west, but there's no north-south interest, you know, so it's like, it's just like this short tunnel with all these supports, but no other entrance. It only exists because, I don't know, randomization or whatever. And I broke into it, just through
Hmm.
digging through a wall.
Like, oh, this is gonna be lucrative as fuck, and then you're like, oh, it's a dead end.
Yeah, it's a
Damn
dead
it.
end on both ends.
Oh, that's odd. So it's
Yeah.
like a completely separated section of the mine shaft that leads to nowhere.
Yeah, it's
It has no connectivity. It's on its own, surrounded by stone, or whatever.
it's on four. It's surrounded on all sides. It just like you know, it's like maybe you can work out something in canon where it just like collapsed and this managed to be preserved, but I don't know. I find that hard to believe.
It's like you just break into the dead end there, and then at the very end, it's just Rick Astley.
What's that?
It's like you break into the mine shaft, you go to the dead end, and you realize it goes nowhere, and there's Rick Astley. Dude,
I mean, honestly, yeah.
never.
Never gonna give you up. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, mine
Um,
rolled.
yeah, yep. Okay, that's
Or it
close.
gets to that point where you just go to the dead end and it's just a bunch of coal. Like, oh great.
Well, I mean,
Unless you
that's
need a whole bunch of torches for your road to
uh,
wherever.
no, but I need torches for underground.
Just spam
Um, ha, ha.
follow correct torch lighting placements. Don't place them too close to each other because waste. Don't let me catch you doing that shit.
Oh well, you're definitely talking to someone who does not have optimal torching placements. Oh, well, that's something to dig out. Okay. Okay, so we do that.
What's my frame rate here? 20, 19. Oh shit.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure I
that's
did
the.
these stairs wrong. No, I did them right.
Friggin'. Oh. Help.
Well, okay, I can do that. And then do...
Wow. Turning my E and B off only saves me 5 frames here. So it's not even that. It's giving me a low frame rate. It's what it is.
Okay. Um. Um. Shit.
Fuck, that's urged. I think it's all these fucking trees. Trying to render all of them. Oh no. Get up.
Okay. Shit. What don't I need? Oh wait, now I have some. Now I have room. Um, which way am I going here? Okay, that should be closed off.
Oh, this leads up here. Toward.
Back up on the surface.
This is, it's just. This lock cannot be picked. It requires a key. Well, I wonder where that key is. Just this tower out in the middle of nowhere. And you need a key.
Why do you need a key?
This huge ass tower. It's down. It's probably from that adds like a whole location. Because that's not. I mean, like it's so big you can see it easily. It's probably about like almost half this. No, not, maybe like a quarter as tall as the third of the, I mean, it's up there. It's taller than like the mountain Bleak Falls Sparrows on. About the same height. Just crazy. Just go straight up the sky. There's nothing up there, except it's like there's this large door at the bottom. It's like needs a key. Fucked up key. How many FPS? My 14. Might have to go to. My God rays. I'll let you up. Oh. Well, if I could more than a goddamn percent of my CP, maybe I could run this. Holy shit. 15. Oh, it feels so good going inside a indoor cell because I get like a smooth 60. Alright, I'm quitting up here. I'm gonna go fix play my lagging. Turn off God rays. I'll turn my shadow. This an object detail can go to hot. A spade, yeah, keep that low.
Ah, I
See how
see.
I was like, fuck.
So it should be like, what, right here? What am I doing? I just want to go straight across.
Kill. All invisible and shit.
Excuse me.
Nice. $13 damage. Oh, that's way better. Mo. Yeah. Well, pickaxe and play some Minecraft.
What's that?
I said I found a gold ore vein over here. Gonna pull out my pickaxe and play some Minecraft.
Eh, it's not a bad idea.
This guy keeps stepping on his own bear traps. He's just walking behind me and I hear chink. He's like, ow. It's like, what the fuck?
Well,
This guy's supposed to be like a hunter, but he's not doing very good.
I was gonna say it doesn't necessarily mean they're good at what they do.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
We gotta go kill some bandits. Can't wait to count out your coin. Gets his head chopped off. Sick.
Well, that's why you shouldn't be too eager, right?
Hunter guys. Take a just wake him. Just steal all of his shit. What is he gonna? Hunter. What's he? Oh. Oh, was actually stealing. I like how they don't care. They're like, hey, I caught you stealing something, but fine, I'll put it back. Oh, the gold wasn't stolen, but the other two items were. Alright, so now that they went back to bed, let me take it. Nope, they saw me steal it.
I'll put it back and try again.
There. Yeah, it's like I was just obviously stealing, and this hunter lady walks by like, I saw you steal that, and then goes right to well, I'm still in the room looting. and it isn't even mad at me after the fact. Move along, keep walking. Move body's gonna. It's gonna stop. I picked a bad time to get swung. Picked a bad time to get lost, friend. Nah, this is a surprise. He's gone.
But am I really lost?
He disintegrated into a pile of ash that is now floating there. Well, I'm not gonna loot him. Oh, it's Anders in Whiterun. Because I know there's an Anders, and then there's an Anders. Like Andurs. He's a priestess of Arcane Whiterun. He's invited me. Aiden Hall. Does that sound familiar? Well, because I'm reading someone's like diary or book or whatever, and they're referencing a place called Chaden Hall, and I'm guessing that's in Cyrodiil, because he's talking about the heart of Imperial territory.
No,
Isn't that like someplace in Cyrodiil, or?
no. Um, fuck. No, Cyrodiil's the reptiles province.
You mean Black Marsh?
Is Cyrodiil the name of the Imperial province?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
It says Chaden Hall, and I I swear I recognize that name from somewhere, but I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
one of
where
the
it's from.
towns. Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, so it is in Cyrodiil, isn't it?
Yeah, I just don't know my maps as well, apparently. I thought I did. But I was wrong. Uh,
On vampire.
well, that was relatively useless.
What's your favorite race to play in Elder Scrolls games?
Hmm.
Or you kind of just play or like a
Yeah,
preference or
I usually played. It's kind of like whatever, but now I don't know. I sort of slant towards Imperial
Imperial bastard.
just because
Imperial scum.
I don't know.
Like the well, I guess it also depends on what game you're playing too, because all Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind all have different like they pretty much follow the same like kind of play style, you know. But like I think there's like differences in like some of the abilities throughout each of the games. So like
Yeah,
that's why it's kind of asking it's like well some and I guess you could argue one race would be your better of a preference than another game because it has like a certain set of abilities or skills that find. I played I think about every single race, but like I haven't played Argonian. I haven't played High Elf, Altmer yet. I played a Bosmer. Bosmer I think was my first character. That's when I played in Skyrim. Played Imperial a couple times. I played Nord a couple times. I've never played a Reesmar. That's how you.
I think in Arena, again, it's been Lord knows how long, so I could be completely wrong. But there were basically like two builds you could go for. Or, I say builds, but like just really, really good builds. So you could, oh, wow. Okay. Um, I don't know how to fill that hole in. But like, you could, you either went like super spellcaster, so you went as, oh, what's the fucking class? Um, oh, what's the damn class? The one that actually can't uh, generate magic. It's a spellcaster that can't generate magic, but like has the most Magic reserves.
There's something you said that there's a standing stone in Skyrim that does the same thing. I think isn't the Atrox stone? I need well, with my game modded, I don't know if that's what it does anymore. But I know in the vanilla game there's a stone that basically you can't regen magic anymore, and you can only regain it by like dealing magic damage or something. But you gain increased like you have a bigger reserve, but you just can't get it. You
Yeah,
have to like
basically have to get hit.
yeah, or something like that. Something along those lines where you just can't regen it. You have to be offensive or something to get it back.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I want to say sorcerer, but I'm probably wrong.
Well, and like throughout the games, like there is no classes in Skyrim. Like you can choose your race, your birth sign, and all that. In other games, it's like Skyrim really doesn't have classes.
Yeah,
Um, with my mods on, I don't even think I have a class. I'm basically playing like a build. And even I never really played classes. Like I played Oblivion for a bit, and like I just created my own custom class.
yeah, that's what
Honestly,
I've always done.
it's like I don't go by the predefined builds because they're never what I want. It's like no, I'm gonna create my own. So I guess it's kind of like the same thing in Skyrim, which is you don't really create a class. You kind of just like choose your race based your starting class, your starting like, skills, I guess, based on how you want to play. And like try if you want to benefit off your races already, uh, strengths, go for it. Be like really good at one thing, kind of like spread it. Be like a jack of all trades kind of character. That's kind of what Skyrim did in the first place. You could be everything, but with all my mods, it's a little bit more difficult to do it. Your starting race and everything else pretty much determines how you're going to play the rest of the game.
Yeah, so I'm willing to bet like the class or the theory that was this just no longer exists. But yeah, in arena, that's like you just go heavy spell based, you know, or you actually you end up playing a knight.
Got my Knight of the Round Table.
Wow, the knight's special ability was you automatically repair your weapons in the field,
Oh, that sounds
which was pretty huge for a game that had wear and tear.
good old wear and tear. Morrowind has wear and tear, right? Yeah, Oblivion does too. Repair all your shit. Skyrim does that. I think you can
Yeah, it's interesting in that regard. Because like all the Fallout, well, I know Fallout 3. I haven't played the earlier Fallout games. Like Fallout 3 had it, and New Vegas had it, and then they did away with it in Fallout 4.
it's the streamlining arc.
I mean, honestly, it's probably for the best. Like,
Has the potential to get annoying if you don't build your character right.
yeah, it's also just like turns into just like a lot of fucking busy work.
Yeah, it's like at what point is like I think you can on say that about Morrowind's like movement speed. That's like one of the gripes I had about it was like you move so slow, and it's like it's not even slow. Like oh well, you just started out, you don't have a whole lot of stamina yet, and of course, oh, like I get that, but like your default movement speed is ridiculously slow.
Yes,
It's like it's
I
like
will agree on that.
it's like okay, so what you're saying is I just got off a boat, okay, and I build my class and character, and I'm walking out, and like I can like it's not even walking. It's just like Jesus Christ, like running feels almost like kind of like a slight jog, and then I go for like 30 seconds, and then my character's like completely tired. It's like
Yeah,
well, and I think now correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they did that because the map actually isn't that big, and by making your speed slower, it makes the map feel bigger.
yes. That's exactly what it feels like.
So it's like, well, sure, but no, I'd kind of like my character not to move like a snail. It's like, and then at that point, the game just forces you, like at the start, you basically choose Steed to get that increased move. And it's like, well, it's not really, about this freedom of building a class when I'm basically being shoehorned into always going with the Steed Stone just so I can move at like an arguably fast pace. It's like, no. And then there's mods that fix that and make your starting speed way quicker. It's like, I mean, sure, the map may seem smaller, but it's still an island. Varnfell is an island. Oh, I shattered now. Damn it. But they didn't hear it. Well, with how Fallout 76 has gone, there's this kind of like, I guess, decline.
Yeah, they're kind of taking a bath on that one.
It's kind of it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with Elder Scrolls 6.
I mean, I can't imagine it turning out any better.
No, and that's like the thing that's worrying. It's like, no, it's like I guess at the end of the day, even if it is, he dropped his wood. Alright, he's coming into an app. Well, I guess the positive thing is, if ES6 turns out to not be very good, people will just keep playing modded Sky and whatnot. There's been a couple mods released on the Nexus lately for Skyrim that have completely revolutionized the combat, how like you move and everything. It's crazy how much it adds to the game's gameplay. Well, after you play Skyrim for a bit, you start to notice, if anything, you start to notice those, and it's, I guess you would have had to have been playing Skyrim for a bit to understand how much but it's huge. People have basically been saying in the comments of that mod, it's like, well, at this point, Elder Scrolls 6 really isn't it's gonna have to go through leaps and bounds to be better than this modded Skyrim. People are able to throw together. Just some burning corpse with my gigantic sword.
Fuck, why am I doing that? That's stupid.
No one bests an orc except me. What you gonna do? He says. Oh, that's so awesome.
Well, back to base.
Oh, ouch. Step bear traps. It's
Oh,
like
so
a
you're...
walk around this. Turning into a hunter.
Yeah, as I say, you're turning into a hunter now, huh?
Just walk around this corner. Chink, chink, chink. Damn. I've been hunting it pods. It's not like poaching, it's hurting it. That's when you take a gigantic sword and their abdomen. What was it? Oh, guys. What was that?
As my portal to the nether. That is not completely working.
Looky here, looks like we got ourselves a hero. Let me get up. Get up, bandit. Let me get a kill move. I knew I'd find you as I'm shoving a sword in. Kind
So,
of too late to be saying
yeah. It's kind of like optimistic.
that. You won't get that past me.
Dies in one hit.
He dies in the He's gonna. Thought I heard something. Mercy!